everybody. This is Brad coming to you from the ICBA conference in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's actually a two-day conference. It's a combination of Technology and Operations Conference with the Bank Leaders of Tomorrow Conference. So I was really excited to come because I'm actually last night I did a keynote presentation for both groups talking about the web, how consumers are using the web today, and just really interested to get the New Mexico banker opinion on where they're at. It's kind of interesting. We actually, after my keynote, sat down and talked to a couple of CEOs of these smaller community banks. One's about 200 million, another one was about 500 million in assets. And I want to talk to them about innovation in banking and what's the future of banking. What are they seeing? And it's kind of funny. They said, I really loved your presentation, but there was a lot of stuff in it that we kind of feel that we can't really do because of the regulatory pressures that we get. So they have such a stranglehold. Regulatory requirements are strangling them to the core that they fear trying anything new at all, anything innovative. It's really just sad, and I think there's ways that you can actually overcome it. I think there's ways that you can actually, basically innovate a little bit at a time. I don't think you necessarily have to have a full social media implementation, but maybe, try doing an internal blog at first and see where that might lead. Don't even let the consumer see it yet. And then once you get comfortable in that medium and how it kind of works, then maybe go external facing and actually start talking to your customers. But, banks have got to start doing something, because right now, they're just staying the status quo, and they themselves will say, we are behind the times. We know that technology is something that we could utilize to make our banks better, but we just don't know how to, and we're afraid if we do anything that we're going to expose ourselves and the security issues and the privacy issues, and those enough are going to shut down their banks. I mean, to put it in perspective, these sessions, they've had 4 or 5 sessions, and every single one of them is about fraud, is about security concerns, social engineering type of testing, which are legitimate concerns, but I still think that there's a way that you could do both. Even the peer-to-peer lending folks like Prosper and Zopa and Lending Club, they deal with the regulatory requirements still, despite them doing things outside the box. So that's kind of the standpoint that I'm getting from this meeting. I hope to talk to some more bankers and maybe even do some video conversations with them. But I'm just really to be honest, I'm a little down about where it is in the space, and I think that we can do a lot to make it better. And by sharing our information with one another, by providing answers to one another, we could really help out each other to make this thing better. So I would love to hear your thoughts on the matter, see how we can make this thing better. I know it can be done. It's just a matter of voting with our feet and doing it. So I just wanted to send a little shout out, since we're probably not going to do a full episode of The Burst this week. But thanks guys for watching The Burst. We'll talk to you soon.